History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling them.
For the first time in a long, they had 11. Send us some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
Breaking news this morning involving the Astros. Just a few hours ago, the team addressed the sign-stealing scandal in a landmark news conference, but owner Jim Crane says the players should not be punished.
May I ask, is it cheating?
Excuse me?
Do you use the word cheating? Was this cheating?
We broke the rules, and you can phrase that any way you want.
Ahead, we're live in Florida with sports director Randy McElvoy to show you what the players had to say.
Also breaking news with the coronavirus. One person here in Texas has been diagnosed with it. Ahead, what we know about that patient.
Plus, a surprise move by Mayor Sylvester Turner, who he's endorsing this morning to be the next president of the United States. But we begin with our breaking news this morning, a landmark day for the Houston Astros organization as they address the sign-stealing scandal.
It is the first time the team as a whole has talked about what happened. Sports director Randy McElvoy was at the news conference. He's joining us live from West Palm Beach, Florida. Hey, Randy.
Hey guys, how are you? Yeah, this is day one of Astros spring training. The guys working out behind me, kind of taking a back seat though to what went down over the last couple of hours here at the Astros spring training home in West Palm Beach. Of course, the first time the players have responded to Major League Baseball's report on the sign-stealing scandal that came out. And they held a news conference that lasted just over half an hour. Owner Jim Crane led that. He was joined by new manager Dusty Baker and also a couple of Astro players on hand for that news conference. Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman out here during that news conference making statements before continuing to speak inside the clubhouse about 30 minutes later. Right now, let's listen in to the comments from Altuve and Bregman earlier this morning talking about the sign-stealing scandal.
I am really sorry about the choices that were made by my team, by the organization, and by me.
We had a great team meeting last night, and I want to say that the whole Astros organization and the team feel bad about what happened in 2017.
So again, that was a couple hours ago here at the news conference that began the morning here in West Palm Beach. Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve representing the Astros players during that news conference. Jim Crane also spoke. You heard there at the top of the newscast when he was asked the question about was it cheating, and also Dusty Baker weighing in as well. We made our way inside the clubhouse, just got out of there about 15 minutes ago. We're going to have plenty of reaction coming up at noon as well. We'll have more from the players, including Carlos Correa. Everybody expressing their remorse and regret over what happened. They're addressing it now, addressing it clearly today here in West Palm Beach. The Astros making statements. They're ready to put this behind them, repair the image, and move forward and get ready for the 2020 baseball season. Again, our coverage continues on air and online. Click2Houston.com. That is the latest with the Astros. Live in West Palm Beach, Randy McElvoy, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
All right, Randy, thank you for the latest there. You can watch the news conference for yourself this morning on our website, click2Houston.com. Just click on the story on our homepage.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus concerns. The number of positive cases in the U.S. has risen to 15. The CDC confirms the latest patient is in San Antonio. The patient is among a group of people under a federal quarantine order at Lackland Air Force Base. The group was evacuated from China and arrived in the U.S. on a State Department chartered flight last week. The mayor of San Antonio says the risk to the public remains low.
Of the 91 passengers at Lackland, this is the only patient with symptoms at this time.
The mayor also says the patient is currently isolated and receiving medical care at a nearby hospital. In China, numbers exploded overnight. China reported 242 additional deaths, raising the total to 1,350 people. And using a new definition for the virus, China diagnosed almost 15,000 new cases. That brings worldwide infections to more than 60,000 people. Millions of people remain under lockdown in China as the country continues to try to contain the coronavirus.
Here at home, Cold Spring Oakhurst CISD says the district will be closed tomorrow because of a flu outbreak. It says it made the decision because of excessive absences due to the virus. All after-school activities through Monday will be rescheduled or canceled. Classes will resume on Tuesday, February 18th.
Turning to our forecast now. The sun's a little deceiving today. It's nice to see, but it's a little chilly.
It's chilly out there, for sure.
Yeah, you kind of think sunshine, it's nice and warm. Hey, we live in Texas, right? So even in the wintertime, it's kind of warm. But no, we've got a pretty stiff north wind, and it is keeping our temperatures in check today. So don't be fooled. Kaplan Sinus Relief Camera. At least it is nice to see some brightness out there, right? See that big yellow ball in the sky? 47 degrees, though. Yeah, that's cool for this time of year. And the north wind at 18 miles per hour, so it feels more like 40 degrees. You definitely need a jacket today. Temperatures are a touch warmer off to the south, low to mid 50s. And I think we will reach into the upper 50s later on today, but that's about 7-8 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. So current wind out of the north, anywhere from 10 to about 20 miles per hour, give or take. We're looking at temperatures topping out at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 58 degrees. But again, remember that it's going to be breezy, so even if you are in the sunshine, it will feel cool. So those jackets will be a good thing. The one thing we don't have to deal with today is rainfall, so you can leave the umbrellas at home. A few remnant clouds left over, but the heavier cloud cover and the rain well off to our east. Florida Panhandle up through Georgia and the Carolinas, they have to deal with the icky weather that we had to deal with yesterday. So sunny skies today. Jacket weather continues. We've got some changes coming up for the weekend. It does include a raindrop or two. We'll talk about it in detail coming up. Your 10-day forecast is just minutes away.
All right, Eric, thank you. This morning, Houston police are working to catch the person who gunned down a father in front of his son last month. This happened as they were walking together in Southwest Houston. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli is joining us live downtown with new surveillance video as well as a sketch to show the public. Vince?
Christine, good morning. I just spoke with the victim's son. He says that he saw his father got killed. He says the robbers asked for their wallets. They handed them over. Then his dad asked for his ID back, and a gunman pulled the trigger. Take a good look. This is the face of evil. Houston police say this Hispanic man opened fire on Andres Chan, a 61-year-old father, as he was walking down the street with his son in January.
This murder scene happened during broad daylight in a densely populated area that was surrounded by apartments and local businesses. shows that these suspects did not have any regard not only for the victim in this case, but also for the community at large.
Detectives say 2 suspects approached Chan and his son. 1 suspect pulled the gun.
During the robbery, they began to demand his property, but our victim was pleading with them not to take my wallet. Please don't take my wallet. The suspect that was armed with a pistol then pushed our victim up against a wall that was nearby and shot him at point-blank range.
Houston police just released this surveillance video. Authorities say it shows the suspects walking down the street wearing hoodies.
They had no regard for anyone around them. They didn't care who they hurt. This whole community now feels unsafe in an area where they are supposed to feel safe, and that's near their homes.
Authorities say the suspects drove off in a silver or tan sedan driven by a third man authorities have not identified.
The victim in this case is a father, a husband, a brother, and an uncle. He was an employee at a local pizzeria, and he was also a member of this community.
And if you know anything about this murder, please let's get this son some justice. Please call Houston Police at 713-308-3600. Reporting live downtown, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Vincent, thank you. Looking ahead now to Decision 2020, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner is revealing who he is endorsing for president.
Yes, he is. He says Mike Bloomberg has his vote. The mayor announced his decision this morning on Twitter. He wrote in part, quote, "We need a president who knows how cities run and who will help create economic opportunity for all." Bloomberg will be in Houston tonight for 2 campaign events. He'll attend the Harris County Democratic Party's 2020 dinner. This will be at the Marriott Marquis Hotel in downtown Houston. He'll also visit the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, where he will launch Mike for Black America, a movement to engage Black Americans on key issues.
Texas EquiSearch is conducting a search right now for a missing woman who suffers from several medical conditions. 50-year-old Susan Pate was last seen in Dickinson on Saturday, February 8th. According to officials, Susan might be in desperate need of her medication, which she relies on. Our Sky 2 was over the scene where crews gathered ahead of the search. If you have any information on her whereabouts, call the Texas EquiSearch or Dickinson Police.
This morning, a special edition of Spencer Solves It, an all-day-long project to help the congregation of a small church.
That church has been dealing with a leaky roof that needs to be completely replaced. Channel 2's Bill Spencer has been at that church near Cleveland since early this morning, and he's joining us with an update. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing? I want to introduce the hardworking crew here at Lessman Roofing and Sheet Metal out of Conroe. They have joined forces with the Spencer Solves It team, and we are doing a big job today. We are putting a brand new sheet metal roof on top of this church. This is the Davis Hill Baptist Church. The roof has been falling in, has been leaking horribly for the last 3 to 4 years. The congregation praying for an answer, praying for some help, and today they are getting it. We're actually manufacturing the roof as we speak. I mean, right here, they're cutting the metal. We put it up, we take it up to the roof and put it on. Quickly, I want to come over here to some of the members of the congregation. This is Keisha Collier.
Hi, how are you?
She grew up in this church. What is going through your mind as you watch these guys putting this all together?
Well, I mean, it's a godsend. You guys are awesome. We can't thank you enough because this church means a lot to our family. My whole family's gone here, and it's just nice to see that we can actually preserve it now a little bit more.
Absolutely.
To worship our community and our God. So
beautiful. This is Doris. Doris, what are you thinking?
I just think that it is a gift from God for you, Channel 2, and Lessman Roofing. It's just cannot express in words our gratitude and our respect for what you do for people.
Fantastic, dear. I'll tell you, it was a bad deal. They had mushrooms, right? This is Keith. You guys had mushrooms growing in the ceiling and mold?
Yes, we did. couldn't keep them down. And thanks to you guys, we're really going to get a roof, and God's really blessed us.
We'd be able to worship without the rain coming down on you.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Grateful people, a great company over here. Again, Lessman Roofing and Sheet Metal. When we come back about 20 minutes from now, I'm going to introduce you to the people who are putting this roof together. Look at the metal right over here being cranked out. We're actually cranking out the sheet metal planks right before your eyes. We're going to be out here most of the day putting a brand new roof on this beautiful little church. We are in Tarkington Prairie, way out in Tarkington Prairie in Liberty County. I'm Bill Spencer reporting live.
Oh, Bill, thank you.
Yeah,
so
good.
heartwarming to see that.
Good work getting done out there. All right, Bill, thank you.
Well, we see the FedEx trucks running all around town, but one driver going viral this morning.
Still to come, what that driver did that was caught on camera that has a lot of people talking.
Plus, it was nearly 10 years ago that the Deepwater Horizon spill devastated the Gulf Coast. Ahead, what a new study has found that has people concerned.
Plus, dramatic video out of Miami where a man was struck in a burning truck. Coming up next, who came to his rescue?
TV. So scary. A risky rescue caught on camera shows a man running into flames, saving a driver from a burning pickup truck in Miami. Jim Angulo says that he was headed to work when he spotted the truck up in flames. That's when he jumped into action. First, he started yelling, and when that didn't work, Angulo's only other option was to run towards the flames, where he and another Good Samaritan worked to pull that victim out.
His leg was all burned. His hands were all burned. I mean, like, you know, you could tell it was blisters. I mean, he was burned up pretty good. If I was in that same situation, I'd hope someone would do the same thing for me. It's that simple.
Wow, just incredible. The pickup driver was rushed to the hospital where he's being treated while another person was treated at the scene.
Active shooter drills have unfortunately and sadly become a normal practice in schools over the past 2 decades.
Yeah, and the second largest teachers union in America is calling to end them. According to a report by the Department of Education, roughly 95% of schools practice shooter drills during the 2015-2016 school year. Some psychologists, though, say they can be traumatizing to students. The American Federation of Teachers, along with other groups, are now recommending a more comprehensive approach that does not involve students, like extreme risk laws and staff training on lockouts and emergency medical procedures.
We are learning new information on the Deepwater Horizon spill that devastated the Gulf Coast nearly 10 years ago. It happened after an explosion and fire at the Deepwater Horizon oil rig in 2010, which dumped about 170 million gallons of oil into the Gulf. But according to the study in the journal Science Advances, some of that oil was invisible to the satellites that tracked the spill, and the spill itself was about 30% larger than originally estimated. The study also says the oil reached the coast of Texas, the Florida Keys, and parts of both east and west coasts of Florida. So far, BP is declining to comment.
A patriotic deed done by a FedEx driver in New Jersey getting a lot of praise. Take a look. Now, after wind blew a flagpole down on a homeowner's yard, Chris Oslovich immediately stopped his route. He then unhooked the flag from the pole, properly folds it, and places it on the homeowner's front door. The homeowner, who got the alert on his Ring doorbell camera, decided to share the now viral video on Facebook. Oslovich says he learned how to properly fold the flag from his dad, who passed away from cancer. He says his father was one of the first responders to arrive on the scene on 9/11.
Both of my grandfathers served in the war. My father was a Essex County Sheriff's officer, so I grew up in a pretty respectable, strict family. I like to think that I had a very good upbringing, and I like to pass on that positive image.
Oslovich says that he plans to meet with the homeowner in person pretty soon.
I love that.
Love it.
All right.
Indeed.
Heading outside, it's nice to see the sun again on this Valentine's Day Eve.
Yes, yes, and we've got a nice Valentine's Day forecast coming
There we go.
up. It's not going to be overly warm. Good cuddle weather.
Okay.
On Valentine's
Cuddle
Day.
weather.
No,
We like that.
Yeah. Well, oftentimes we do a cuddle alert around here if it gets a little too cold.
Yes.
It's a good reminder to people. Snuggle up a little more closely, throw an extra blanket on the bed. You know the thing. All right, it is a little cool out there. Christine and Sophia were talking about this earlier. The breeze, even though we have a little bit of sunshine, not so warm.
It'll get ya.
Yeah, let's take a look outside. This is Galveston. Temperatures in Galveston a little bit warmer than elsewhere, but you can also see there's a fair amount of cloud cover still along the immediate coast. 52 degrees down along the coast, north wind 17. So there is a bit of a wind chill out there. The breeze is brisk. We've got a little bit more in the way of sunshine here in town, but temperatures are a little bit cooler. So take a look at it. 50 degrees feels like the low 40s in many places around town. Winds out of the north at about 15 miles per hour. Humidity stands at 71%. We've got temperatures a bit cooler to the north, warmer to the south, as you might expect. 43 degrees right now. Conroe, 8-mile-per-hour wind in Conroe. The combination of the two, yes, definitely reinforces the fact that it is jacket weather weather out there, and it will be for the remainder of the afternoon. So the current wind chill is in the 30s for Conroe and Tomball, just with that north breeze. And the north breeze is going to be fighting the sunshine. It's going to try to keep us cool. The sunshine's going to try to warm us up. And as a result, we're not going to see a huge increase in temperature for the remainder of the afternoon. What I do think is we'll see a little bit more in the way of sunshine as the day wears on. But that chilly north breeze behind a cold front that came through here yesterday is going to keep a lid on our temperatures this afternoon. So our futurecast showing temperatures in the upper 50s. If we get to 60 degrees, it'll probably be well south of Houston, down the coast, and it will barely make it to 60 degrees. We go through the overnight 40s in the evening hours, and then eventually I think some of us get into the mid to upper 30s. May wake up to a little bit of frost in our northern reaches from, say, Huntsville over to Cleveland and maybe Brenham or College Station, too. Into the day tomorrow, things look much the same, probably more sunshine, but temperatures parking right in the 60-degree range in the afternoon. Big ridge of high pressure keeps today and tomorrow's weather nice and quiet. So for Valentine's Day, we're in great shape. Over the weekend, a weak low pressure system kind of hugs the coast, gives us a glancing blow, maybe a stray shower overnight Saturday night into early Sunday. But the vast majority of the weekend is pretty quiet, just more in the way of cloud cover than what we will have tomorrow. And then we have another front coming through midweek next week. That will bring us elevated rain chances next week, too. It will also bring us a cool down. So our forecast is kind of up and down as far as temperatures go, in and out with the rainfall. Typical winter fare. Today, upper 50s. We've got a little bit of sunshine. Nice change from yesterday, I would say. And then the extended forecast. Here it is. Temperatures do get into the 70s by the end of the weekend, which is not a bad thing. But we do introduce a little bit of rain on Sunday. Until then, though, we are high and dry. You can leave the umbrellas at home.
Love it. Yes. We're almost to the weekend.
I know. Just, what, day and a half?
Sometimes it flies and sometimes it doesn't, but here we are.
Yeah,
All right, Eric, thank you.
Thanks, Eric. All right, coming up, it's a popular way to avoid pricey fees on text messages. Ahead, just how many people are using WhatsApp?
Plus, get your baby's best outfit ready. Gerber is looking for a new spokesbaby. Coming up next, how you can get your little one having a shot on this.
A better night's sleep.
Welcome back. It's a company known associated with a really cute baby.
Yes, now Gerber is looking for its new spokesbaby. So now is your chance. You have until February 21st to submit photos and videos of your little one for the chance to be Gerber's 2020 ambassador and get $25,000. Contestants are judged on visual appeal, expressiveness, and consistency with Gerber's Anything for Baby mission. The contest is open to any child under the age of 4, so happy posting and happy snapping.
Can't wait. All right. Well, the popularity of WhatsApp is reaching new heights. The mobile messaging app now has more than 2 billion users. It made its debut in 2009 and was acquired by Facebook in 2014 in a $19 billion deal. The app allows people to message each other anywhere across the country and the world. WhatsApp also has end-to-end encryption technology, which enables all chats to be secured.
This morning, Spencer Solves It is on a very special mission.
Yeah, coming up, an update on work being done to replace the entire roof of a church near Cleveland.
Plus, we'll hear from Astros owner Jim Crane as he addresses fans and the media for the first time since the sign stealing scandal broke.
Comfortably.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
We're tracking breaking news from West Palm Beach. The Astros opening up about the sign stealing controversy.
Team owner Jim Crane apologized to the fans for the scandal. Crane was joined by new manager Dusty Baker and players Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve during this morning's press conference at the team's spring training facility. Altuve says the team feels bad about what happened and wants to move forward.
We especially feel remorse for the impact in our fans and the game of baseball. And our team is determined to move forward.
I want to say again how sorry our team is for what happened. I want to also repeat that this will never happen again on my watch.
Crane also says the Astros are committed to moving forward in the right way.
Well, the CDC says a patient in San Antonio has the coronavirus. We're told the patient is among a group of people quarantined at Lackland Air Force Base. They were evacuated from China and arrived in the U.S. just last week. Officials say the patient is currently isolated and receiving medical care at a nearby hospital. This brings the total number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. to 15.
Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner says that he is endorsing Mike Bloomberg for president. He made the announcement on Twitter, writing in part, quote, "We need a president who will help create economic opportunity in neighborhoods that have historically been overlooked." Bloomberg is expected to be in Houston tonight to campaign.
This morning, a special edition of Spencer Solves It. A small church is getting some much needed help from Spencer's Angels.
Yeah, the church is in the process of getting a new roof to replace the one that was leaking and was badly damaged. Channel 2's Bill Spencer is at that church near Cleveland with an update. And Bill, it looks like the progress has been great out there.
There is a lot of work going out here with some really good people. Take a look at this really cool machine. We are actually cranking out the brand new steel panels that are going to go onto the top of this roof. This is a church that has been horribly leaking every time it rains for the past 3 to 4 years. So much rain that it was almost like a rainforest inside as people were worshiping. They've prayed for an answer, prayed for a miracle for years now, and today we are delivering it to them. The Spencer Solves It team and my pals here from Lessman Roofing and Sheet Metal. This is Gene Lessman. Gene, how big a job is this that you're doing today?
That's about a 20 grander.
$20,000.
Yes, sir.
How and what are you putting up there? What kind? This is a stainless steel roof?
No, it's a standing seam roof, and the steel roof is 24 gauge steel.
Yep.
It's continuous runs. There's no cross seams. It's no screws. It's a good system. It's a good system.
It's going to make the church cooler in the summer, and it's going to make it warmer in the winter, correct?
Yes, sir, it will. Yes, sir, it will. It's a lightweight roof. It should be the last roof you have to install.
You are the man. Thank you for doing it.
It's no problem. Thank you.
This is a $20,000 job. Gene and his company are doing it absolutely free. This is Pastor Frank Borman. Real quick, Frank, tell me what you're thinking. You're watching all this work go on since 5 o'clock this morning. What's going through your heart?
It amazes me that even in the way the world is today, that God is still at work. And what really amazes me is that God works through people. And we're so thankful for Lessman Roofing and Channel 2 for what y'all are doing and allowing yourselves to be the hand of God while we're in this community trying to be the hand of God.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Pastor.
Sir,
I appreciate it. Keep the glory in the story.
Yes, sir.
That's what Frank told me. Keep the glory in the story. It's true. God put this whole thing together. We know that. I know who I work for. I know who's in charge. They are continuing to work on the roof up here. We're going to be up here till probably 5, 6 o'clock today, and probably half a day tomorrow. But we're going to get this done. This church built back in 1958, this really historic church, beloved by everybody in this community of Tarkington Prairie. It's going to look like a brand new church by about noon tomorrow. Reporting live, Bill Spencer, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Yeah, you can tell it's a very special place for the folks in that church, for sure.
Oh, thanks so much, Bill. Good work out there.
So glad to see that it's not raining on them. I mean, it's a lot easier to build a church when it's sunny out, for sure.
Exactly. The chill you can kind of work through.
Exactly.
The rain, not so much.
Britta and I were kind of talking to Bill leading up to this to make sure we picked a day that was going to be good, and it did turn out. So maybe our forecasting abilities, there is something to it. All right. We do have sunshine. We were calling for sunshine today. It's not full sunshine out there, but it's certainly brighter than it was yesterday. But as Sophia and Christine mentioned, it is a little on the chilly side. So the jacket weather, well, we're going to have it for the rest of the afternoon. 47 degrees, feels like 40 out there. North breeze is 18. Temperatures a bit warmer down in Palacios, Lake Jackson, mid-50s there, but we're not going to warm up too much beyond where we are now. A few more degrees, but that north wind is going to keep a wind chill with us. 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the north. That continues for the remainder of the afternoon. Temperatures into the mid, even upper 50s later on today. But yeah, that's cool for this time of year. We should be around 64, 65 degrees for an afternoon high temperature this time of year. And with the wind, you'll need that extra hairspray today, or just put a cap on your head, or just put your hair up in a ponytail, because the forecast for the hair is not all that great. Rain, though, has moved off to the east. We've got clouds breaking up here in Texas. So how long can we hold on to the sunshine? How long before we have have to break out the umbrellas? We will talk about that. Time it all out for you. 10-day forecast in minutes. Stay tuned.
All right, sounds great, Eric. Thank you. This morning, Channel 2 investigates how hundreds of pieces of valuable African art ended up hiding in plain sight, stashed in a Harris County maintenance shed.
Yeah, art, one expert says, is priceless. So how did this art end up here, and who's paying for it? Channel 2 investigator Mario Diaz has been investigating the shed since last year, and the trail leads back to a county commissioner.
A scene reminiscent of Raiders of the Lost Ark, a secret government-run storage facility. The Harris County version. Rows and rows of exquisite African artwork. Artwork you would expect to see in a museum. Only we found it in a shed, in the possession of this man, who was in no mood for our questions.
So if you want to ask a question,
I'm asking a tough question.
And we'll respond.
Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis silent over what we uncovered.
We need to get answers, sir, about what's inside that maintenance shed, sir.
We'll catch up with the fleeing commissioner in a moment, but first, a look at the maintenance shed. It's pretty basic on the outside. We got a tip about what is inside.
We're hoping to get inside the building here.
Sure.
To get a tour of it, if that'd be possible.
Yeah, may I ask what your interest is?
A few things caught our immediate attention. High-end security cameras, recently added asphalt, and a new electronic gate with a no trespassing sign.
Can we get a tour
Yeah, we can get a tour.
of the entire building?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Behind these barn doors, hundreds of pieces of African art, rich in color and culture, secured with iron fencing, the public having no access. Remember, this is supposed to be a county maintenance shed. Its operating costs covered by taxpayers.
We currently are warehousing an African art collection that we have an agreement with that was approved by Commissioner's Court a couple of years ago.
That's a member of Ellis's staff who a day later sent us this document signed in January 2018. It's an agreement between the county and a private company to display 14 pieces of African art in county buildings. We did find a few pieces displayed at the Tom Bass Community Center. But what about the hundreds of other pieces sitting in that maintenance shed? There is no paperwork for any of that.
The agreement that you signed, is it reflective of what is going on inside of that shed?
No, not at all. Ed Emmett is the former Harris County judge and currently a Channel 2 political analyst. He signed the agreement in 2018.
A lot of money got spent on a building, clearly to make it so that it could be used to store this art collection. The art collection doesn't belong to the county. Art collection wasn't even on loan to the county.
Commissioner Ellis's team provided no receipts detailing how much money was spent to create the storage space. And we have no idea if county money was spent to purchase any of the art. There has been no inventory provided to make sure it is properly managed. We also have no idea if it is properly insured. And there is this key question.
Who owns it?
Ellis's team says all of this artwork is owned by African Art Global. It's a for-profit company out of business for more than a year, according to the state.
Why would Harris County spend money to create a storage facility for art that belongs to somebody else?
The collection is valuable, according to Clarence Talley, professor and director of art at Prairie View A&M University.
Yes, I believe it's priceless. It's obvious that this is the real deal.
Dr. Talley watched our video and studied the collection sitting in the maintenance shed.
It's not tourist art. It's authentic African art, no doubt about that.
Time to go back to Commissioner Ellis, who we caught up with days after our first encounter.
Who does that artwork belong to, sir?
Call my office.
Sir, I am talking to you in charge of the office.
Give you a statement.
Sir, I'm hoping for a statement from you. You are in charge of the office.
You got it. If you interested in doing real reporting,
I am. Whose artwork is that inside of that maintenance shed, sir?
Call my office, we'll give you a statement.
I'm asking, you're the boss. The buck stops with you, sir. The buck stops with you, sir. What do you have to say to Harris County taxpayers about this?
Thank you.
After Channel 2 investigates cave knocking, Commissioner Ellis floated a new loan agreement to us and his fellow commissioners. During Tuesday's Commissioners Court, Ellis admitted he needs to work with the county attorney and purchasing department to get the art inventoried. As for the man behind African Art Global, you will learn more about him tonight at 6 o'clock. We also have posted more on click2houston.com, including additional video of the art we found. Mario Diaz, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Mario, thank you. And if you have a story for Channel 2 Investigates, call the tip line 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@kprc.com.
Now here's Channel 2's Joel Eisenbaum with a story you'll see all new tonight at 10.
Even just the water, that's power driven.
Boy, everything runs on electricity. And a cyber attack against the power grid would shut down life as we know it.
We would want to check on nursing homes, hospitals, more challenging, those people in the community who rely on medical equipment that needs to have power.
We're looking at who's doing what to prevent an attack.
We continually invest in trained resources and staff to make sure that we keep our electric grid safe.
Cyber criminals aren't just stealing our passwords, they're aiming much higher. Can we protect our power grids from hackers? Tonight at 10.
This weekend, we've got the perfect Valentine's Day outing for you and that special someone seeing a play at the Hobby Center.
Coming up next, some of the actors from Set It Off join us for a preview of their new production that was once a movie. Stay tuned.
NBC Tonight.
Welcome back. It was the crime action heist film starring Vivica A. Fox and Queen Latifah. Now, Set It Off is on the big stage and coming to Houston this weekend only. Joining us now are writer, director, producer of the stage play, Jakarius Johnson, and award-winning actor Leon. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good
Such
to be
a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Jakarius, let's start with you. This is the second time adapting a hit film into a stage play. You really wanted to bring it back for your fans. Tell us why. What does this movie mean to them and to you?
It's a cult classic, but more importantly, Houston asked for it. They said it was one of my favorites of each of the fans, and they said just the sheer excitement of what they saw that was so uniquely different than all of the other romantic comedies that I've written. Just the action on the stage, the fact that they related to the women, and as a man, I relate to it also because my mother had me very young, and so we kind of grew up together. So the dynamic between Stoney and her little brother, and him getting hurt in the process, and just fighting for what it is that you believe in, knowing that you're supposed to be someplace better in life, which I think is for all people. We all have dreams and hopes, and we aspire to do things in life, and these women have those aspirations but feel trapped. So they take the measures into their own hands to kind of buck the system.
Yes, I love it.
And so it's a wonderful story.
Definitely different than on stage than being in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Leon, let's talk about that because you play Keith in the film. Tell us about that, working with cast.
In the play.
In the play. See, I'm back and forth. In the play.
Right.
And it's different, right? Because we talked about it's not a movie. It can't be edited. It has to hit that note right on stage, right when...
That's the beauty of theater. Theater is the only time you can tell a story from beginning to end. It unfolds in front of the audience, right in front of you. When I'm doing a movie, sometimes I may get married on my first day to shoot and die the second day, and we start filling in all the blanks, But in theater, it's fantastic when people can come and just see a story just open up and told right in front of them, and it's great.
It's beautiful. It's a different beast.
It is. It is.
It's the mother of all beasts.
I love it.
Business. And he's doing a great job.
Yes.
Great job.
Congratulations to you both. Thank you for coming home to Houston.
Thank you for
bringing this.
Love it.
And we're going to put some info up on that screen for you. This is this weekend only, beginning tomorrow. This is at the Hobby Center, Friday to Sunday. Tickets are still available. You can head to hobbycenter.org for those tickets. Eric?
Thank you very much, Sophia. Your weather today, a little bit brighter than it was yesterday. Take a look at this. Click to pin from the spring area this morning. Look at that blue sky, something we haven't seen in a while. And yeah, it's a welcome change. We're not seeing full sunshine out there, but it is definitely an improvement from yesterday. What is not an improvement? Temperatures, we're holding in the 50s, very close to where we were yesterday. We had a cold front come through. We've got a stiff north breeze, so it feels cool out there. Even when the sun is shining on you, it's it's chilly. Galveston a little on the cloudy side. We're seeing more breaks in the clouds up toward the city, and temperatures, well, not really responding to the sunshine. 50 degrees, north breezes 15, humidity 71%. We've got high tree pollen today. We're getting into that spring allergy season. Oak and cedar are the two highest on the list. Ragweed non-existent, grass and mold both in the trace category. Temperatures a bit cooler to the north, 43 Conroe, 50 degrees Huntsville, right around 50 degrees in the Houston area, give or take. Wind out of the north, 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. That's what's making it feel a little extra chilly today. So you will need a jacket, preferably a windbreaker, maybe with a sweater underneath. That's probably the best combination for you as you head out. All right, clouds and radar, very quiet. We've got the cold front off to our east, pushing all the wet weather through the Carolinas, Georgia, the panhandle of Florida. And what is settling in here is high pressure. Between the two, that north wind competing with the sunshine, trying to keep us cooler, and it is being pretty successful. We're not going to get up to where we should be for this time of year as far as sunshine or as far as temperatures go. We'll stay in the 50s. We're going to drop back into the 40s, eventually upper 30s overnight tonight. Could see a little bit of frost off to our northern reaches, maybe around Huntsville, Livingston, College Station, Brenham, maybe as far west as Columbus. But in the city, no frost. Temperatures well above freezing. No big issue there. Into the afternoon tomorrow, more sunshine than what we got today. Temperatures right close to 50 degrees. So a little cool once again for this time of year, but still not bad as high pressure continues to dominate our weather into Valentine's Day. No issues with Valentine's Day. A little cool, cuddle a little closer than you would otherwise. Perfect day for that. A weak low pressure system off the coast could bring us just a smidge of wet weather over the weekend. We're talking maybe a 20% chance at best. It is not going to ruin your weekend by any means. Another cold front comes through, bringing us a chance for rain and a little cool down midweek next week. Today's temperatures, though, staying cool. Despite the sunshine, you will need that jacket. The sun will be with us as we head into the weekend, although the clouds will build. 20% chance for rain on Sunday. We've got a 20% chance for rain on Monday, but we head through midweek and we'll bump it up just a little bit with that front coming through. So pretty typical winter forecast. Nice Valentine's Day coming up.
That's what we like to hear. Thanks, Eric. All right, if you love seafood, you've come to the right place. Coming up next, HEB chef Catherine Scott is here to show us how to make delicious truffle sea bass. We'll be right back.
If only smell-o-vision existed. It is the best time of the morning. It is cooking time with HEB. I'm here with Chef Catherine Scott from HEB. This smells amazing from all areas of the building.
I know. I am like, ooh, I've thought of every Valentine's dish that you could possibly make, and I have it.
Boom.
So first, we're gonna start with this sea bass.
Sea bass, yeah.
Sea bass is so expensive if you wanna order it at a restaurant. But you could just go to your HEB and you can just pick it up.
Get some seasonings, right? What do you season it with?
So I do my very favorite white wine garlic butter. If you have not heard me talk about this yet, it tastes like wine, cheese, garlic, and butter. It has no fat, calories, or carbs. It's amazing.
Done.
Everyone should get this.
Okay.
So we just put this right over our sea bass. We get our pan nice and hot.
Okay, medium heat, high heat?
Yes, I do a medium high heat, and I do avocado oil because you can get that to 460 degrees without burning.
Love that.
I'm just gonna put that on. Oh,
there's the sizzle.
There it goes. And then these are gonna take about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, and then I'll probably even turn it on this side and this side to just let it cook all the way through. And when it's nice and white and flaky, then you know you have the perfect sea bass.
Okay.
So maybe 10 minutes for the whole entire.
Okay, so that's a quick one, yep.
Yep.
And then
quick and easy. That's why I love fish.
Sauce over here. What do we got going on over here?
So right now, all of our truffle products, and I'm going to show you all the cool things I did with them, but all of our truffle products are $2 off.
Nice.
So I just get some of the bread and butter Chardonnay. If you like an oaky, creamy Chardonnay, you're just going to reduce that down for about 10 minutes. I throw in my cream. I saute up some mushrooms in there, and then truffle salt. You can put this on everything. So I just season it. I'll just put it right in here. And now I just made an amazing truffle cream sauce.
Truffle is like the gift that keeps on giving. No matter what you put it on, it tastes amazing.
Okay, let me show you all of my goodies.
Okay, yes, we have for Valentine's Day, if you want to stay home and cook, and nothing says I love you, like going right through the stomach.
Yep.
Okay, we have a bunch of different options.
So my first one is already made for you. It's a lobster mac and cheese in Mill Simple. You just go over to the Mill Simple department and you just grab it, you put it in the container, bake it in the oven. Put it in a bowl and don't let anyone
at
know you got it from a
that.
container. And then I do the white truffle zest. This one doesn't have a lot of salt in it, so you can sprinkle it on everything, and you have to sprinkle it on your popcorn.
Okay.
The greatest truffle oils. Then crab cakes. This is my very favorite. It's pineapple, coconut, mango tequila with the pico de gallo on a crab cake. And then right now, if you buy the 4-leaf Central Market balsamic, you're gonna get one of these awesome sauces for free. So this one is the white wine garlic butter sauce.
Okay.
And I did it with some fettuccine and then pan-seared some scallops. And oh my gosh, then we have a spinach Florentine stuffed in chicken breast, which took me no time.
Oh my gosh, and then we have a filet mignon over here, so good.
And then I just made my own truffle butter. You get unsalted butter, you sprinkle in the truffle salt, put it over that steak, mashed potatoes with truffle salt, and then some wine.
If you had to pick one seasoning that's your favorite, real quick, what's the must-have?
The truffle zest and the truffle salt.
Okay, perfect. Catherine, thank you so much. We certainly
you so
appreciate it.
much.
It smells so good. Happy cooking, and we're going to have all these recipes on clicktohouston.com. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Welcome back. You may have caught NBC's new musical comedy, Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, when it premiered last month. Episode 2 of the series finally arrives this weekend when the show debuts in its regular Sunday night time slot. The show is about a young woman who hears people's innermost thoughts by way of songs. For the series star, Jane Levy, the title role meant a crash course last summer to refine her musical instincts.
It's humbling to learn a new skill like singing and dancing. I come from like soccer. When I was a teenager, I was very serious, and so I'm competitive, and like I like to tackle things head on, and like I want to be good at things right off the bat. It doesn't work like that. You have to be really able to make a fool of yourself, because you will.
Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist returns Sunday night at 8 p.m. right here on Channel 2, followed by the season premiere of Good Girls at 9. Well, today you have a really good excuse for indulging on a really good cheeseburger. That is because it is National Cheddar Day. Cheddar is no ordinary cheese. It accounts for about 1/3 of all varieties sold in the U.S. Cheddar got its name from the English village where it was first made in the 12th century, in case you didn't know. All right, well, that does it for KPRC Channel 2 News Midday. Thank you for joining us. Channel 2 News at noon starts now.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at noon.
Right now at noon, police looking to catch a killer. New video has been released in a deadly robbery that claimed a father's life. A closer look at that video and the sketch of the man wanted for that murder. Mayor Sylvester Turner speaks out on who has his vote for the race for the White House. Coming up, the candidate that he's endorsing this afternoon. But first, spring training kicks off not with a first pitch, but with an apology. Houston Astros players publicly commenting on the sign stealing scandal.
I am really sorry about the choices that were made by my team, by the organization, and by me.
The hometown team apologizing for their role in the scandal and promising to do better and be better in 2020. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Noel. The team is West Palm Beach for spring training this afternoon, but before they could hit the field for practice, they're taking the time to address the sign stealing scandal and their plans to bring another championship back to Houston. Channel 2 Sports Director Randy McAvoy joining us live with more on their remarks. Hey, Randy.
Hey, Christine, it's been quite the morning. You go back to January 13th. That's when Astros owner Jim Crane made the bold move. He fired then GM Jeff Luhnow and then manager A.J. Hinch about an hour after receiving the Major League Baseball commissioner's report and the penalties that went along with that. This winter, anything but normal for the Astros organization. A 3-month investigation. Several players dodging questions at the Fan Fest in Minute Maid Park last month. But today, as a team, they stepped up to a man and they admitted those mistakes, that yes, they took part in the illegal sign stealing and have paid the price both on and off the baseball field. Today they opened up and came clean about decisions, what they knew and why they went down that path. Now they have an image to rebuild, and today was a big major first step for this Astros organization and the players involved. Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa spoke inside the clubhouse about an hour ago along with pitcher Justin Verlander. Let's listen in to some of the comments.
But don't forget we're humans, you know, and life is about, you know, making mistakes and learn from that, you know. I guarantee you this is not going to happen again, you know. Yes, we made a mistake. We did what we did, but that doesn't make us a bad person. You know, like we're gonna learn from this and we're gonna move forward.
We were wrong for everything we did in 2017. It's not what we stand for. It's not what we want to portray as an organization, and we're definitely wrong about all that. And we really feel really sorry.
Like I said, I wish I had said more than I did, and you know, we all have. I think we all can look back and have our own opinions of what happened, and we have to move on. We have to focus on 2020 now, you know, and prepare ourselves to try to win a championship.
All right, about an hour ago inside the Astros clubhouse, Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa and Justin Verlander speaking with the media. Other guys also spoke in length, guys like Alex Bregman, Josh Reddick, and also pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. Again, all showing regret, showing remorse as well for what happened over the course of that 2017 season and part of the 2018 season as well. Also, one other topic that was brought up to most of the guys inside the clubhouse, the allegations involving the use or alleged use of buzzers during this recent season during the ALCS. Carlos Correa, all the players involved, all denied any knowledge of the fact that they were not used at all, despite some of the allegations that have been presented their way as well. So a lot going on here at camp, all before the Astros pitchers and catchers even hit the field for the first workout here at spring training. They're out on the field as we speak right now, still finishing up the workout. We're just getting started on our coverage. All kinds of coverage coming up later today at 4, 5, and 6. Also, a lot of interviews you want to check out on click2houston.com. We got you covered here from West Palm Beach. Live at Astros Spring Training, Randy McElvoy, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
Yeah, just getting started. All right, Randy, we appreciate the update. Thank you. All right, so we want to turn to our forecast now. It is nice to finally see the sun. It is cool, it is crisp, and again, that sunshine, Eric, is very welcomed after a few days of gloom.
It is. You don't have to like find your inner sunshine. You can just look up and, you know, bask in a nice bright day, and I think that lifts a lot of people's spirits. It doesn't lift the temperature, unfortunately, too much today. It is going to stay chilly. You'll need that jacket. Kaplan sinus relief camera showing a few clouds out there, a little bit of haze, but 50 degrees, north breezes 18, kind of a brisk afternoon. We should be in the 60s in the afternoon this time of year, but we're not going to make it there. Upper 50s is all we should be able to muster. In fact, some places still checking into the 40s, Brenham, Columbus, Cleveland. As far as our wind chill temperatures, some places still checking in with wind chill numbers in the upper 30s. Thanks to this wind, 21 mile per hour north wind, Wharton, Palacios. That's kind of hang on to your hat type of breeze. Temperatures upper 50s if we get lucky this afternoon. The trend is for a slow but steady climb in temperatures, but we will not make our average high for this time of year. The clouds a little bit holding on in East Texas, but the rain and the heavier cloud cover well to our east along with the cold front. We've got a Valentine's cuddle alert to talk about. To finish up the work week, head into the weekend. We will detail that forecast for all you Valentines out there coming up on the full forecast just minutes away. Stay tuned.
All right, Eric, thank you. Developing this afternoon, police searching for the person who gunned down a father right in front of his own son. Police releasing this surveillance video of the deadly shooting last month in Southwest Houston. A sketch also released 2 key pieces of evidence that police hope will lead to the killer. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli has the latest in this investigation.
Good afternoon. I just spoke with the victim's son. He saw his father get killed. He says the robber stole their wallets, then his dad asked for his ID back, then the gunman opened fire. Take a good look. This is the face of evil. Houston police say this Hispanic man opened fire on Andres Chan, a 61-year-old father, as he was walking down the street with his son in January.
This murder scene happened during broad daylight in a densely populated area that was surrounded by apartments and local businesses. Shows that these suspects did not have any regard not only for the victim in this case, but also for the community at large.
Detectives say 2 suspects approached Chan and his son. 1 suspect pulled the gun.
During the robbery, they began to demand his property, but our victim was pleading with them not to take my wallet. Please don't take my wallet. The suspect that was armed with a pistol then pushed our victim up against a wall that was nearby and shot him at point-blank range.
Houston police just released this surveillance video. Authorities say it shows the suspects walking down the street wearing hoodies.
They had no regard for anyone around them. They didn't care who they hurt. This whole community now feels unsafe in an area where they are supposed to feel safe, and that's near their homes.
Authorities say the suspects drove off in a silver or tan sedan driven by a third man authorities have not identified.
The victim in this case is a father, a husband, a brother, and an uncle. He was an employee at a local pizzeria, and he was also a member of this community.
And if you know anything about this murder, please let's get this son some justice. Please call Houston Police at 713-308-3600. Reporting downtown, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Vincent, thank you. Another person in the U.S. has tested positive for the coronavirus. The CDC says the patient is in San Antonio. This brings the total number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. now to 15. The agency says the patient is among the group of people under a federal quarantine order at Lackland Air Force Base. That group returned on a charter flight to the United States from China on February 7th.
The risk to the San Antonio public remains low, and I want to stress that the individual has been quarantined since arriving at Lackland Air Force Base from the Wuhan province in China, and the individual remains in isolation in a local hospital.
The CDC says it expects to find more cases of the virus in the coming days and weeks. While 195 people were discharged from quarantine on Tuesday, more than 600 people who returned on chartered flights from Wuhan, China, remain under federal quarantine. Turning now to the race for the White House, an endorsement from Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. Today, he announced that former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg has his vote. In his endorsement, he said, quote, "We need a president who knows how cities run and who will help create economic opportunity for all." Bloomberg will be in Houston tonight for 2 campaign events. He will attend the Harris County Democratic Party's 2020 dinner in downtown Houston. He will also visit the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, where he will launch Mike for Black America, a movement to engage Black Americans on key issues. A bizarre chase that began at a Whataburger ended with a suspect dead after he tried to run across the East Freeway. This all began around 10 o'clock last night at Whataburger on North Wayside and I-10. Police were called to the fast food joint after a man allegedly exposed himself to an employee there. When they arrived, that man took off on foot, eventually running onto the highway. Police say he was hit and killed by a semi-truck. A desperate search underway this afternoon in Dickinson for a missing 50-year-old woman. Susan Pate was last seen on February 8th. Texas EquiSearch says that she is disabled and in desperate need of her medication that she so heavily relies on. Volunteers out in full force searching for her. Sky 2 flew over that search earlier today. If you know where Miss Pate may be, you're asked to contact Texas EquiSearch. A miracle on a night that could have ended in a tragedy. A toddler nearly drowns in a crowded hotel pool. Coming up at noon, how a group of people helped save his life.
And after a wet, kind of gloomy Wednesday, Thursday shaping up to be pretty nice. It is chilly, but we've got sunshine to enjoy today. Hold off on the umbrellas. You won't need them for a while. We'll tell you when you will coming up on the full 10-day forecast. But Bill Spencer, today is a good day to get outside and maybe put a roof on a church.
Hey, thank you very much, Eric. Yes, the Spencer Solves the team doing a big job for a struggling little church today, putting a brand new roof on this dilapidated building, this building that has been where the rain has been pouring in for 3 or 4 years now. We're fixing it all up, doing the job live on television. We'll be coming back in just a couple of minutes.